Hey, what is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day. Today we're going to be going over all the new things we saw in the Animal Crossing New Horizons trailer we got the other day at the September Nintendo Direct. This is a very exciting video because when I originally watched the trailer, I watched it back a couple of times. I didn't really see much new. I actually said in my previous video, it was pretty much a recap of the first trailer with a few new things. I was actually quite wrong. There are 15 new things that I've found, and then other people have also posted stuff that I didn't notice as well. So a lot of interesting things, some things I definitely did not see the first time watching, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys are not going to know these as well. So if you do enjoy today's video, make sure to hit the like button down below. Really helps out the channel because I'm very new to the Animal Crossing content creator community basically. And it just really helps out. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Animal Crossing, of course, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to become a part of the Twintendo Nation. So first of all, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. This is to do with the speech bubbles in the game. Now, speech bubbles can now represent the villagers' emotions. So when we see Tammy yell, you can actually see the speech bubble kind of shake, and it's all spiky, just kind of like symbolizing basically her aggression and shouting. I think that's a really nice touch. I wonder how that's going to work for the other emotions, or maybe this is the only way the speech bubble changes, but we'll see. The second new thing is villagers' speech bubbles' names. So the colour for their name is no longer coloured by gender. So it used to be, if it was a male villager, it would be blue. If it was a female villager, their name would be in pink. But now it's by their primary colour. So we see with Bill, we got this like maroon colour. With Timmy, Tommy, and of course our beloved Tom Nook, the colour is brown for their names. And you see this with all the other villagers, that basically their primary colour is the colour for the speech bubble. I didn't notice that the first time round, but that's kind of a little interesting change. The third new thing we can see is the first look at Dodo Airlines. We kind of knew about the airline when we saw the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay from E3 this year, but we've not actually seen, what that airplane looked like and the little building for it. But this is the first look at it. It's Dodo Airlines, and interestingly enough, when we see it first time, it's a yellow building. But when they go to the other player's island towards the end when they're showing multiplayer, the building is blue. So whether we can choose the colour of our Dodo Airline building, I'm not sure. Maybe it's always blue if it's someone else's, and maybe it's always yellow if it's your own, airline building. I honestly don't know, but that's an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Number 4, we got some new Nook Phone apps. So one of the big things in this game is a Nook Phone, which is basically how you go through your menus and stuff. And these two new apps are patterns, so we can see like the pencil and the clothing thing. That's basically designing our own patterns. So this is definitely designing patterns. Glad this is back. I always mess around with this. There's some amazingly talented people making clothes, and in New Leaf you could share them with QR codes. I'm really hoping they do the same, or at least even make it one step better, make like an online hub you can go to and see like the most popular clothing stuff and download them and like keep them yourself. And the other thing is what seems to be a handbook. Not sure if this is going to be like where we keep logs of all the fishing and bug catching and fossils and all that stuff, or maybe it's something more personal. Similar, I think in New Leaf there was like a player card you could make, so like get a photo of yourself. Maybe it's something like that. Now the fifth new feature, this is something I did not see first time round. This is the eagle-eyed viewers have seen, is you can get customizable cases for your Nook Phone. So we can see when the phone is given to the player here, it's got like a green case, and then we can see one of the players in the multiplayer island has this patterned background case, for their Nook Phone. So whether we can design our own Nook cases, that wouldn't surprise me with, like the patterns and stuff like that, or maybe it's just we get to buy cases. But that's a nice touch. I never even thought about buying a different case for our phone. Really like that idea. The sixth new thing we've seen is the first look at fishing bait. So this was first hinted back at the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay at E3. When they dig up a manila clam, it said it can be used for fishing bait, and we were all like, that's never been in Animal Crossing before. So what we can see is just the player sprinkles it off this pier. There doesn't seem to be any fish around, and then it cuts to them actually catching a fish. So maybe this is used to when you're out at looking out at sea. There's no fish, you can just sprinkle this to get fish to come to you. Or maybe this is a new way we actually have to get fish to come to us. Because normally in Animal Crossing games, you go to any body of water, there should be a shadow of a fish and you can just catch it. Maybe we actually need to use bait to get these fish to appear now. It'll be a bit of pain, a bit of a pain, but yeah, that's a bit more realistic to be fair. The seventh new thing, this is kind of going on from the fishing bait thing, is this dock/pier. Don't know really what to call it. And the reason I say this is a new thing is because if we look at the map from the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay, there is no visual representation of this dock, on the map anywhere. So this to me is something we'll have to build. I'm assuming we can build it anywhere. They've, decided to build it on the right of the island. But this is cool. Whether we can jump off it into the sea like New Leaf, I hope so. I really like the swimming aspect, even though it wasn't utilized that amazingly. But I do like that freedom and choice. You can just jump into the water whenever you want. So that is interesting. That might be, our first look at these public work projects that we had in New Leaf. This could be something very, very similar. Number 8, we got giant mushrooms. Obviously you can collect these mushrooms in Animal Crossing games to make, mushroom furniture. The giant mushroom though is completely new. Whether you can pick that whole thing up or, you've got to break it down with your equipment, not too sure, but pretty interesting. The 9th new thing is new carryable items. This is really weird. So I saw this with Antonio, the anteater. He was carrying a book, and I was like, that's new. I don't remember ever seeing a villager carry, a book. And then we could see Pee-wee carrying a basket. From what we see of the book, at least on Antonio's, it looks like it's like a beetle, a stag beetle. So maybe he's kind of just looking at his bug log, what kind of bugs he's catched. Maybe that's just like a default thing when you go and check, let's see the bugs I've caught. Your character will open up the book in their idle animation. So I'm not sure about that, but a basket is definitely something Pee-wee is carrying. Maybe that is to pick up mushrooms and put them in his inventory. I don't know, but it's a really nice touch. The villagers definitely are looking more alive this Animal Crossing. They can sit down, they can carry new items. This is really, really good to see. The 10th new thing, there's 14 other villagers returning, so we knew about a few from the last one, obviously. But the villagers that we saw in the latest trailer include Angus, Antonio, Bill, Butch, Fauna, Filbert, Lily, Lopez, Peanut, Pee-wee, Roald, who is absolutely one of my favourites. I'm going to give a bit more screen time to Roald because I love him. Rosie, Tammy, and Wolfgang. Some great villagers, some pretty iconic ones, especially Rosie, and I'm going to include Roald in there. I absolutely love the guy. One of my favourites. The 11th new thing in Animal Crossing New Horizons is, and this is the biggest thing, I'm going to have to actually make a separate video for this. I forgot to mention, this is a game-changing thing. It seems to be stamina is in the game. Yeah, stamina. Think of it's not going to be I guess, Breath of the Wild, kind of, but it requires eating. I mentioned this very early on in one of my top 10 hopes for Animal Crossing Switch. At the time we didn't know it was New Horizons, that I wanted food to be a more prominent thing. So I'm going to briefly explain what this is. I'm calling it stamina, some people are calling it fruit energy. We don't really know the official term for now, but you can see this character here eats an apple, and the number top left, goes up from 1. So it was 6, and then it goes up to 7. They then dig up the tree to move it into their little flower patch, and digging up the tree requires a lot of effort, and so we can see that number drop back down. So to do certain actions, I'm not sure if this is for swinging your axe every time would be very annoying, but for certain actions, and this would not surprise me if it's the pole vaulting as well, but we'll see, it uses up fruit energy or stamina. So eating fruit is no longer useless. It will actually give you some sort of benefit, and I do think recipes will be in the game. I said this from the start. When you look at the crafting menu, there seems to be something for food. Whether that's decoration, it still could be, but that wouldn't surprise me if there's something that could give you a lot of stamina, especially if we're using it quite a bit. We still don't know too much about it, but I'll make a separate video because I think there is enough to talk about with that. But very exciting. The 12th new thing, additional door decorations. So we kind of saw in the first trailer, very simple, just flower, and I think it was a Christmas wreath decoration from what I remember. I'm not really looking at any images, but from this one we can see the snowflake, and we can also see a fossil. This is going to be very exciting. Never thought about door decorations. This opens up a world of possibilities. The 13th new thing is new bags and backpacks. So we kind of saw about bags and backpacks in the first trailer, but we get to see a few additional ones like a duffel bag and just a styled kind of backpack. I'm really looking forward to seeing the different options. I'm a backpack guy. I'm not sure what kind of bags you guys have. Was it like a messenger bag, the one that's over your shoulder? What do you prefer? I'm definitely a backpack guy. And 14, this is a big thing. The 14th new thing is grass patterns have been improved massively. So if we look at, this is going to be an original screenshot on screen. The grass kind of looked, it didn't feel Animal Crossing to me. It just felt kind of plain, the ground. And there were a few little patterns of, the typical triangular pattern, grass pattern of Animal Crossing, but it was there, you could barely see it basically. So in this new trailer, thankfully the pattern is definitely back in much more of the grass. We can see the pattern very clearly. It's still maybe not as clear as other Animal Crossing games, but it definitely feels more like Animal Crossing of old. I'm really glad they listened to fan feedback, and just kind of boosted, you know, the pattern, the grass pattern. So that's very, very good. And the last thing I want to talk about, the 15th new thing in Animal Crossing New Horizons, we got to see a few returning features. Like, you know, we expected to see these return, but we got fossils, we got the money rock, which we're all going to be smashing at the first day of the island. We're going to find all the rocks and be like, I need to get some bells quick. There's obviously snowflakes, there's the ponds. This was the first time we actually saw, you know, one of the ponds, and this seems to be at the upper area of the map. Whether we can get to that top part of the cliff, maybe that will be developed into more like of a city aspect, similar to New Leaf. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, we got our first look at cedar trees, and we can actually see when it's winter time, all the cedar trees have Christmas lights on them. And what's interesting, some articles have mentioned that every single cedar tree in that vicinity had lights around them. Normally that's not the case, it's just kind of randomly where they're chosen. So maybe every single cedar tree will automatically get Christmas lights when it turns to winter. That'll be very interesting. Imagine getting a whole row of trees, you know, just set up for Christmas time so you could get all the lights on them. That is really, really cool. And yeah, those are the 15 new things I could find in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Very exciting. Honestly, like I said, I thought the second trailer was a bit of a recap, but we got quite a few new things, especially the stamina fruit energy thing is very, very interesting. I'm definitely, like I said, going to make another video on that. Just very excited for this game. Hopefully we'll get some new information soon. I'm assuming the next lot of information we'll get will be around December, January, unfortunately. But we can wait. It's not too far away, March. It seems like it, but it's going to be very, very exciting. So guys, if you did enjoy today's video, a like, as I said earlier, is really, really appreciated. Helps out the channel more than you can know. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Animal Crossing New Horizons, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to become a part of the Twintendo Nation. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next video. Peace!